As it is said, there is no smoke without fire. What started like mere smoke about an interim national government in Nigeria is gradually turning out to be a fire that needs to be urgently quenched. The Department of State Services, DSS, says it has uncovered a plot for an interim government in the country, as well as the key players involved in this plot. According to a press statement signed by the Public Relations Officer of the DSS, Peter Afunaya, the planners had weighed various options, which include sponsoring violent mass protests in major cities to warrant a declaration of a state of emergency, take note, as well as obtaining frivolous court injunctions to forestall the inauguration of the new administrations and legislative houses at the federal and state level. Jide, this is taking this thing too far.
Yes,
I thought that any battle after the election will be taken to court, and from the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court, and whatever the Supreme Court says, final.
Well,
go and after 4 years, come back again. But Nigerians are talking about extra.
They are trying to take extra legal steps to plunge the country into crisis, to make the country ungovernable. And they've also tried to drive a wedge between Tinubu and Buhari. Say all kinds of things. You know, that Buhari said he will not hand over to this person, this and that.
Who was there when
when did Buhari say that? You know, when people come up with, say a source.
A source close.
That's what.
A source close to
that's what my Oga used to call Agbeleko. You just sit down in your office. You don't have a story.
Weak attribution.
You don't have a story. You just sit down, generate a fake story. And you know, this is actually the season of Agbeleko, really. You know, people, you don't even know what to believe.
You know what?
Let's quickly pay this bill. When we come back, we'll talk more. All right, reaching home stretch.
You know, the issue of interim government, if we cast our mind back, long before the election, it was Chief Afe Babalola that first talked about it. That what we need now is not an election, but an interim government that will reorganize Nigeria and all that. But if you go and ask Baba now, the elections have been held, a winner has emerged. Which interim government, again, are you talking about? As the late Abiola would always say, you cannot abort
a born baby.
A born baby. The election has been won. If you have evidence or evidences to say that it was not won fair and square, the courts are there.
Yes.
So why are you talking about interim government? So when you have an interim government now, what will be the excuse? And the interim government what will it do? And then the man that has been declared as the winner, what are you going to do with it? Look, these people who are talking about this is either they don't know, they don't look at elections in Nigeria, or they don't know what they are saying. Why do we have what we call off-season elections? If tomorrow, May 29, Asiwaju is sworn in, and they go to court, and they find out, and the Supreme Court says, no, you didn't win fair and square, or whatever, then we are going to have another election. Is that not what brought the issue of off-season election in Osun, Anambra, and the rest of them? So why will you now say that an election that has been won, then we should have an interim government?
Declared.
What will be the legitimacy of the interim government? And for the DSS, I think they are also complicating the issue. If you know the people who are behind this, the APC has said,
round them off.
Round them off. The PDP itself has said, round them off. So what are you waiting for? They should not begin to spin stories around somebody calls for interim. why should the DSS alert us that some people are planning and we know them? If you know them, please go and arrest them. You don't need the permission of the president or anybody to arrest such people because what they are doing is treason. They are the democracy that we fought for, and just like the other day, some characters went to the military defense headquarters and were talking. I mean, in fact, I'm so
misguided youth.
I mean, what exactly? These are people.
They don't understand.
These are people who perhaps they didn't know.
They don't understand. Most of them, how old are they?
So,
and you know the thing is beyond
interim government is not even the issue now.
These are young people who don't read.
Yeah.
Who don't understand.
If you have a little knowledge of history, you know that the military, the worst civilian regime is better than the best military regime.
I'm sure people inside the defense headquarters today.
Now people have freedom. Now people have freedom. Some of the nonsense that they are writing on Twitter and other places.
Oh my God!
If you do it to a military,
no, Twitter will not operate in Nigeria. That's the military government. How?
No, they will
shut down.
They will start. They will pick them. They will waste them. They will waste them. We are the press doing Abacha now.
We know.
We know how many people paid with their lives.
Exactly.
Some of them are our colleagues.
Yes. Newspaper, Guardian newspaper, they were just proscribing
innocent people. They will lie against you that you can't.
Journalists cannot. You cannot even identify yourself as a journalist.
What are we talking about?
So all this talk.
People don't even understand what they are saying. No. Because you just... And these boys is their own version of facts alone that they accept.
Yeah.
There is not, they are not ready for a healthy argument because they are not even clear-headed enough to argue lucidly. So whatever it is, they turn it to a fight. They will abuse you.
Nigeria will become a kind of outcast in the international community because ECOWAS, African Union, everybody will...
It's our presidents that have even been... When Gambia, when the military struck in Gambia, remember what happened?
Yes. Yeah.
It was President Buhari
who
told the guy, leave that place. He didn't want to leave.
You know,
we sent the Air Force, our Air Force alone. And then they flew our fighter jets very low on top of his house.
Yeah.
You know the noise. If you've been to where fighter jets are taking off.
This our
Tucano will not even make. When an Alpha jet makes noise, you know that. Or even the MI 35P, the noise
so
that they can generate.
That one alone.
They flew low on top of his house. After that, he said he wanted to speak with our president. Yes. They then sent an aircraft to him. They took him away. He agreed to leave office. This one is not fiction. I'm telling you what I know.
Is what happened?
It's what happened.
We said, initially when we reported that Nigeria, when I think one of the papers reported that they were sending Nigerian Air Force to that place, they even arrested our friends who ran the story. Our Premium Times. But in the end, that was what happened. We used our jet. Our fighter jet, we used it to harass the military ruler. Nobody told him before he left. He left office.
He gave up and said no.
I said military ruler. The president who wanted to sit tight. Sorry, I mixed it up. You know? So we have resisted military rule in Africa. Nigeria has done that well. Then sit tight president. Because that Yaya didn't want to go.
He didn't,
So it was our president that told him, look, it's time to leave. We won't tolerate this. And he was still doing younger. Until we sent Air Force to go and teach him a lesson. Nobody told him when he said, now I'm ready to speak.
I'm ready to leave.
You know?
So in all honesty, as I said earlier on, this thing, bring your facts. Take it to the tribunal or the Supreme Court or whatever, and let them decide.
If you are convinced that the facts are substantial.
Exactly.
If they are substantial, why are you
so
afraid?
there's no need asking people, let us come out and demonstrate. No.
Telling people to stop the inauguration.
No. They are waving at a train that has already left the station.
Even now, the place is protected. And the inauguration is a long time ago. But they are not taking chances.
Yes. I mean...
So I think 60 days to go now.
Yes, 60 days before a new government steps in.
True. Yeah.
All we want is an improvement in the well-being of the Nigerians. That's what some of us are committed to. That's what this program is committed to. We are not loyal to anybody. If Tinubu gets to office and doesn't deliver, we will criticize him.
Breakfast. Yeah.
Yes, we will criticize him. I said that boldly.
You know, that's why
we'll criticize him.
That's why even before the election, I said that I don't envy whoever is going to succeed. So
it's our job. That's our job.
It's going to be a very, very tough task, and I'm sure he knows.
We know it will be tough. The first 6 months will be tough.
Yes.
But ultimately, we expect him to deliver.
Oh, yes.
If he does not deliver,
you
will hear us here criticizing. So, mark my word. Record what I'm saying.
It is
because the president must do his best for the Nigerian people.
Every load that is on his shoulders.
That's what we are committed to do.
That's what we are committed to do.
Olayinka Oyebile, PhD, thank you for your contribution. And Babajide Kolade Otoji will do it again tomorrow. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another edition.